What's up, YouTube land? Today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Combiner Wars Voyager class Hotspot. So here he is, and let's take a look at the packaging. So obviously, Transformers done up in black and red like a boss, with the Generations logo. Obviously the figure here, accessories, nice piece of artwork here. He is Protectabot Hotspot. Over here you have a nice piece of artwork of Defensor. Obviously he is 3 of 5 for Defensor. On the other side, nothing. On the bottom, not a whole heck of a lot. On the top, not a whole heck of a lot. On the back, you've got your product shots. Hot shot in his robot mode and his vehicle mode. 17 steps. Includes figure, 2 accessories, collector's card, and instructions. Hey look, instructions. And obviously you have the build of Defensor. So highlight is the torso. And here are the 5 members making up Defensor. We are finally on to Wave 3 of Combiner Wars, which is all the Protectabots, seen here. So you got Blades, Rook, Hotspot, First Aid, Streetwise. Obviously I'm going with the big guy first, because that's who I picked up. And you get a bit of a bio, if you can read it. The duty of the Protectabots does not stop when the battle is over. Hotspot and his team of heroes will come to mankind's defense whenever danger threatens. And obviously it's there in a few other languages if you can read them. But also, don't let the numbers 0 to 3 hurt your child. Just don't let them. But that's about it for the packaging. So I'm going to take him out of the box, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Hotspot. So, here he is, opened up and out of his packaging in his vehicle mode, which is a fire truck. More specifically, it's modeled to resemble a Rosenbauer Panther 6x6, which is strangely familiar to people who watch Dark of the Moon, because it resembles Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime. Oh, wait. Wrong mode. Give me a second. Whew. After that ordeal, here we have Dark of the Moon Leader Class Sentinel Prime. So you can see, yeah, they're both Rosenbauer fire trucks. Not sure if this one was designed after this one, because this one's original G1 mode wasn't a Rosenbauer, but here you go. But now let's talk about this thing. And it is a fire truck, very anemic fire truck, missing a lot of plastic, unfortunately. I mean, it looks nice. I definitely like it. But yeah, he's a bit skinny. Before I get into that, included in the box are his 2 guns, the all-important collector's card, which is actually the Universe Inferno, Inferno. Oh my god, did I just... This is the, Transformers... I'm trying to remember the toy line. I know it was Generations. GDO. There we go. It was GDO Hotspot, which was a repaint / remold of Universe Inferno. which is unfortunate for Hotspot because he can't. This is the first time it seems since G1 that he's gotten away from being an Inferno repaint. But nice collector's card. On the back, you just see that, and obviously the instructions. But here's his fire truck mode. There is a lot of nice detail to it, though. See these little lines there. Obviously the fire rescue, the Protectobots logo, the wheels, which I will have to go in and paint later. I imagine places for hoses, like where hoses attach. It has 4 wheels, so it rolls pretty well. It does have black windshields, which don't seem to want to stay together very well. Headlights and front bumper basically painted in silver. You've got other fire truck like details, knobs and things to control whatever. I'm not an expert on fire trucks. Here on the back there's his rear bumper, which are something obvious I'm not going to mention. And on the other side it's basically the same thing. On the bottom you kind of see where everything in the robot mode is, unfortunately. But still, the top looks good. And he does have a crane, which is adjustable. Locks there. It hinges here. It hinges here, which isn't a very good place to hinge because it's just going to fall down. They're just pegged in together right there. It's very thin plastic. If that's one thing I would say is a worry on this toy, is this the ladder, which is very thin plastic. I'm worried it could break, and it can hinge right here, and it has some nice molding in there for like a hose, and totally not a Defensor head. Yeah, nice molding on it, whatever can that is. But yeah, it does swivel here as well, so it can go 360. That's all for transformation. But before we move on, I figure we'll do some comparisons. So let's see how he looks with the other Voyager-sized torsos in the Combiner Wars line. So here he is with Motormaster, and as you can see, he is a bit longer than Motormaster. Not as bulky as Motormaster, but he is a bit longer, and fills out the Voyager size a bit better. Here he is with his Autobot buddy, Silverbolt. Almost forgot the name there. And you can see it's scaling a plane with a fire truck. But still about this, almost the same length. Obviously Silverbolt is a bit chunkier because all his robot mode junk compacts. But there you have the look with Silverbolt. And actually, here he is with a Combiner Wars Deluxe. Just the only one I happen to have in vehicle mode at the moment. But we will change that very shortly. Yeah, here he is with a Breakdown. And just here he is with Classics Prime. I don't have the Combiner Wars Prime because I'll probably be waiting for the Battle Core Optimus. Apparently the joints are better on that one. But here he is with a Classics Prime. And you can see a truck to a fire truck. But nonetheless, there he is for your size comparisons. And now we shall get him into robot mode. Before I move on to robot mode, I forgot to show weapon storage. I just realized. So he does have these 2 guns. They do each have pegs on the bottom and on the side, so you can, I know this is black on black, but you can plug them into the back of the bucket. And on the other side, you can plug them on either way, or there, or using the small peg. So now you have a weaponized fire truck. I don't know, I guess they're water cannons in this mode. They can be, whatever you want. Or you can plug them into these screw holes on the side. At least I think. Yep. You can plug them into the screw holes on the side. And now you have a properly weaponized fire truck. So, yep. Without further ado, let us transform. So here we have Voyager Hotspot in his robot mode, and I really enjoy this aesthetic. I really like this robot mode. It is a really good robot mode. If you can excuse ladder kibble on his back, it's really good. Let's give you a close-up of the head. I'm really glad they went with the actual G1 cartoon head, which was dual shades of blue, instead of the toy head, which if you've played with the G1 toy you'll know is a black head. Basically, you can kind of think of it as a black Inferno head. If you know of the G1 character Inferno, it was kind of just that, a really small, indiscriminate black head. So I'm glad they went with this head. It looks very nice. You've got nice bright red eyes. We've got a lot of nice detail. I'm not sure of the shade of blue. It is a nice shade of blue, but I don't know how G1 accurate it is. We've got really nice metallic detailing on the shoulders and the chest. I really like the silver background with the red stripes. I'm just going to wave my finger a bit here. His face, again, is otherwise indiscriminate. He's got helmet, mouth plate, and although I do like the contrast of the two blues. His proportions are very nice. He looks, well, he looks like a humanoid robot, not like a gorilla. But I don't mind the back of the truck turning into arm kibble, because it kind of looks like spring-loaded robotic boxing gloves, which is really cool. And I am quite excited for this guy to get repainted into Onslaught. I'm happy to be finally getting a better Broodkiss than that Fall of Cybertron thing we got a few years back. I really like the shape of the torso. It's boxy, yet it's obviously cut to resemble a regular torso. Like you can see the line here, but like you've got your regular torso detail. Obviously you got your Autobot symbol right in the chest. His hips are a little bit thin, but it's not too bad. It's not as bad as some of his Protectobot teammates. Overall, you've already seen most of this, so there's not much else. There's not much other details revealed here. I forgot to mention the light bar, but his light bar becomes his knees. Something every toy reviewer who's played with this toy has mentioned, and I feel obligated to mention it, is with the knees. So what? I know you guys saw that sped up transformation, but I'm just going to break it down a little bit. So there is a double joint in here. So you got a hinge and hinge here. So the obvious thing would be to do that with the knee. But on some people's copies of the toy, that's really floppy. What they've actually done is, what you probably saw, is actually, if you get the hinge to look like that, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's basically back on this hinge. It'll actually click into place and be the proper proportion. Although this side doesn't want to click in as much as the other side does. So this one actually clicks in. Although yeah, you want the legs proportioned like that. It also takes advantage of his natural A stance. Sorry. There we go. Oh my god. Well, his kibble can also be used as a tripod, just in case you're having any posing issues. Speaking of posability, his head, I believe, is on a ball joint. It can swivel 360 degrees. It can go up and down due to transformation. So he can agree with you, whatever. Because there's the hinge for transformations right there. His shoulders are universal. They can ratchet all the way around, and for transformation, he can knock himself in the head with his shoulder pad. His arms can go in and out for transformation mostly, but it's nice to have. He doesn't have a bicep swivel. He does have an elbow swivel though, and he has a double jointed elbow, which the top one is not ratcheted. The bottom one is ratcheted, detented, I guess, which is awesome. And also double jointed for transformation. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. His hips can go forwards that far on a very nice detent, and back about that far before the kibble gets in the way. They can go fully backwards, but I don't know how much I want to. And they can go in and out on a detent. 2, 3, 4. Not a bad range of motion. There's a bit too much distance between the detents. Kind of like every other, well, not every other, well, yeah, actually every other Combiner Wars torso so far is his hip ratchets are way too far in between. You do get a thigh swivel, and obviously, as mentioned, you get a double jointed knee, which leads to over 90 degrees of bend. You can go all the way that far. Clicks in, and nothing at the foot, but due to transformation you do have this hinge here. Overall, as little as I've played with Hotspot, I really like this robot mode. It's definitely an aesthetic that'll work for a lot of people, and I definitely think it's one of the better Hotspots out on the market for robot mode specifically, not as much for vehicle mode. Now we shall give him his weapons. So he's a dual blaster kind of guy, apparently. But I don't really know much about the Protectobots. Here you can give him something like this. I don't know. I'm not the best at posing. There's Hotspot. So, for comparison, we shall bring in, here he is next to Motormaster. Now you can see Motormaster is a bit taller. Motormaster likes to shrink and expand a lot. But, here he is next to Motormaster. Probably still my favorite torso of Combiner Wars. Love this guy. And I would so buy a second one if I knew that the second one's hip ratchets were repaired or made better. Here he is next to Silverbolt. He's not much shorter than Silverbolt. Only like a tad. Really? There he is next to Silverbolt. Here he is next to Breakdown. At least I think it's Breakdown. The only Stunticon that didn't get remolded into a Protectobot, because they happen to get a completely brand new mold for the Protectobots. So this is the only time you'll see these two guys next to each other. Yeah, it's a Voyager versus a Deluxe. What do you expect? As I bump things. And here he is next to Classics Prime, who happens to be in the Age of Extinction 2-pack paint job. He's a tad bit taller at the head than Prime, but overall. There are your comparisons, but we still have one mode to go. So next up, Torso mode.
Do it to I ain't gotta ask if it's good enough. Do it to I ain't gotta ask if it's good enough. Is the show?
And here he is in torso mode. It's not a bad torso, definitely. Is it a great torso? Comes close. But it's definitely one I like. You can look at the combined mode head. Very classic Defensor, very kind of police head. With silver face, blue police goggles. Very nice. And this piece does fold forward, but we don't care about that. Very classic Defensor. Definitely from pictures I've seen. Really weedy hips, but that's the nature of the transformation. Obviously, I forgot to fold down these panels. But, yeah. My one gripe is that the head is on a panel that doesn't seem to actually peg in anywhere, unless I figure something else out while playing with it. But yeah, it was kind of obvious Defensor's head was in the bucket. Actually, I think they peg in right... Yeah, okay. Yep, I'm wrong. They peg in... Actually, I'll show that now. They peg in right there where the head sits. Okay, never mind. Just solved one of my problems. But we get a lot more of that nice silver with red stripes. You get your small Autobot symbol right there, all in red. But overall, the hips didn't change much, but here's Defensor. And you actually use the robot mode's hips as the combined mode hips. So there you go. I'm not going to attach anything right now, but this is your Defensor for 2015 from Hasbro. And if you don't like this, you do have multiple options. I can't remember I'll probably write them on the screen right now. They should come up on the screen. I can't remember, although I can't remember off the top of my head the toy companies that have made Defensor, that have actually put out a Defensor this year. But you do have options in the third-party market. So I hope you enjoyed this video review of Transformers Combiner Wars Voyager Class Protectobot Hotspot. I've been That Weird Collector, and until next time, keep it weird.